Welcome back to the Ginger Bears' First Christmas, page 18. That night, the Ginger Bears returned to the workshop. I'm going to turn the camera for the text to be a size that fits. The toys were almost finished, but there was still a great deal to be done to the dollhouse. Hammering was much too hard for the Ginger Bears, but if they worked together and someone counted to keep the rhythm, they could saw some of the smaller boards. Mr. Bradbury had drawn an outline of each part of the dollhouse on the wood with a pencil, so the Ginger Bears knew how each shape should be. They didn't always saw exactly on the lines, but they were close. Work on the dollhouse continued the next night when the Ginger Bears began painting. Painting the trim around the windows was easy, but painting the railing on the second-story balcony was pretty scary. One Ginger Bear had to stand on another's shoulders and balance while he painted. You can see over here. And it was very hard not to drip the paint. See if you can see the paint can. "Stop wiggling around down there," he cried. "How will I ever get these lines straight?" Of course, it didn't matter if the lines were a bit squiggly here and there. Needless to say, the tired little bears slept well the next day. During the morning hours, Mrs. Bradbury and the children, I'm going to turn the camera again so you can see the whole text. Mrs. Bradbury and the children were out doing the last of their Christmas shopping. However, the Ginger Bears were afraid to come out of their hiding places during the day. Lady, remember Lady's the dog, had grown accustomed to seeing them now and then and didn't bark at them anymore, but they weren't sure what would happen if a real person discovered them. From their hiding places that afternoon, look at them. When they weren't napping, the Ginger Bears heard all the excitement and discussion about what the Bradburys would give to each friend and relative. They also heard Mrs. Bradbury rustling the wrapping paper and calling to Jenny and Willie to bring her the scissors or the tape. "Wow," said one of the Ginger Bears that night. "Just look at all this ribbon and paper." "Yeah," said another Ginger Bear, "and look at all the packages that still need to be wrapped." That was all the Ginger Bears needed to hear to get to work. One Ginger Bear could wrap a small box alone, but it took several Ginger Bears to wrap the bigger boxes. It took 2 Ginger Bears to do the taping, one to hold the tape dispenser and one to pull the tape. They used a little more tape than they really needed, but that was okay. "I'll be the bow-making bear," called one of the littlest Ginger Bears. She knew just where to put her foot on the knot to hold the ribbon in place while her friends tied the big red and green bows. Some of the bears ran away with a whole roll of ribbon and decided to decorate the evergreen garland on the banister with bright colored bows. They had more fun sliding on the banister and down the railings than anything. Okay, I'm going to pause and continue with another segment.